everybody. Welcome to the Huddle. Scott Taylor, along with my reason for living.
You're too sweet.
I try to be. It's Rebecca Horan this week
Hello.
as our co-host, and it's always great to see Rebecca.
Oh, it's always fun to be on this side of the camera.
We have three people on this show that are completely different and all tremendously interesting.
Very much so.
Donovan Alexander, who is now a Winnipeg Blue Bomber.
He's now my favorite bomber. He used to be one of my favorite Eskimos, so.
when he did this interview, he was still an Eskimo.
He was.
So we're gonna meet Donovan, and we're going to try to fix it. But anyway, you did the work. But Donovan Alexander is a very interesting guy.
He is.
Mike McShane, a guy who coaches everybody, anywhere, anytime, whether it's flag or tackle.
Yeah, pretty much, if there's a coaching job, he'll take it.
And he does take a knee for us.
He does, yeah.
Yes. Mike's a very, very interesting guy. And Braedan Cheang, another very interesting young man.
Oh, I love Braedan.
Offensive lineman, the best there is.
Easily.
He was the offensive lineman of the year. It's Braedan and his trophy, and we're at the Winnipeg High School Football League Awards dinner. And it's always fun to have Braedan because he's always so quiet.
He is quiet, and you'd think as a football player that all football players are boisterous and loud, but sometimes they're quiet and reserved and respectful and nice. And Braedan's very quiet and kind of reserved on camera. I don't know if that's how he is on purpose.
Anyway, we got some very interesting people. It's going to be a very interesting show. Donovan Alexander, Mike McShane, Braedan Cheang, all coming up on this edition of The Huddle. Scott Taylor, Rebecca Horan. We're going to have a lot of fun. Stay with us. We are community created on Shaw TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Huddle. As promised, Donovan Alexander. You were on the show a couple of weeks ago, but things have kind of moved quickly in Donovan Alexander's life, and I want to explain this to everybody. This was The Huddle with Buck Pierce on the cover. We're going to have the second number 4 in Bomber history on the cover. The Buck Pierce number 4, and now we'll have Donovan Alexander for our September issue on the cover of the Huddle. I'm so happy. I'm so pleased because I was so guilty. I thought we were going to have a Sports Illustrated jinx. The day you came in to record your first interviews on the Huddle is the day word came that you'd been released by the Eskimos.
Exactly. It's amazing how things happen in the CFL, isn't it?
Well, we talked about it.
We did.
We talked about it. As a matter of fact, we not only talked about it, we have a clip from the original interview we did when you talk about how fleeting everything is in the CFL. We'll go to that clip right now. I've always thought that if you're a Canadian in the CFL, you just about play for everybody. You're on your third team now. What's that feel like to either be traded or released or start again? Or what goes through your mind when that happens?
You know, it's interesting because football is one sport where the contracts really aren't guaranteed.
That's right.
And they don't mean too much. And, the first few times I was surprised, because...
Well, they mean a lot to the team if they've got you for no money.
Exactly. Then they hold on to them. But once they sign, it's all performance-based then. And it always, it always hurts emotionally. Basically a team's telling you you're not good enough to play for them. So it hurts. And there's going to come a time where no team's going to want me and I'm going to have to retire. And that's a reality that we all have to live with as football players. Very few of us retire on our own accord. Sometimes injuries force us out. Sometimes people tell us, hey, you're not good enough to play anymore. And that's a reality. But I think the key is just to make the most of it. And what I mean by that is enjoy your time and put forth your best effort so that there's no regrets when someone tells you, hey, your time is over.
Yeah, they're not giving I guess after 6 seasons in the league, what are your goals now, other than your individual goals? We know your team goal would be to win, but you're just a guy playing safety. You can't determine what the offense does. So what are your own personal goals?
Honestly, my goals have not changed since day one. It's to make the team out of training camp. That is literally my first goal because you have to go and make the team even if you're under contract.
Honestly, does that worry you still?
Honestly, if it didn't worry me, then I wouldn't be as competitive. Honestly, I find that for me, fear has been my biggest motivation. Fear that someone else is going to come and take my spot, someone younger, someone willing to do it for cheaper. So that's what keeps me working out hard, is just to be able to maintain my spot on the team.
It's amazing that you talked about the fact that anything can happen at any time in the Canadian Football League. You've already been with Montreal, Saskatchewan. You knew that your bonus was coming up, and you knew how relatively cheap CFL teams can be. And when you walked out of this building, you'd been released.
Exactly. And when I got that phone call when I'd been released, I'd like to say I was ready for it, but I think as an athlete, you're never ready to hear those words. And I started to think, maybe this is it. Maybe it's time to focus on something else. Gave my agent a call, and he got back to me saying Winnipeg was interested with an offer. And kind of will go from one point to being, think your career's over, to thinking now you get the opportunity to play in front of your home crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's just an
that was almost like a bonus, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Just an elating feeling. I was wondering if it was ever going to happen, if I was ever going to play for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I'm getting up in age, getting towards the end of my career, and finally it's
Well,
here.
I know both Andrew Harris and Eddie Steele have indicated that at some point in time they want to play for their hometown teams.
You want to. I mean, I relish the opportunities when I come back here with the visiting team to play in front of Winnipeg. And now to be able to do that now on a consistent basis and to live here in the community where I've spent the whole off season, it's going to be amazing.
Tell us what happened on that day. You mentioned that you got the phone call, you were released. John MacKay, our co-host on this show, had talked to Gary Echeverry, the defensive coordinator, and immediately called me after you'd been released and said, Echeverry really wants Donovan on this team. Have you talked to Echeverry, and where do you stand, and what's the situation now in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, as soon as I found out I was going to be a Bomber, I sent him a text, and we've been texting ever since. And I must have left a good impression on him back in Saskatchewan because he seems really excited to have me, and I'm really excited because a lot of the philosophies that I still use are based on some of his teachings. The way he approaches team defense. So I'm really excited to work with him, and I'm excited that I'm going to be here in the off season, and I want to take full advantage of that. So I can get in, meet with him when the coaching staff comes in town, learn the playbook, learn everything they want to do. So come training camp, I'm going to hit the ground running.
What kind of work will you do between now and then? Mostly film and in the weight room? Is that kind of the plan, or do you have some other things in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think the coaching staff is back towards the end of March, so I'm going to go there, meet with them, watch film with them, know what they want to do, learn their systems, and then, of course, just keep up with my weight room routine and my cardio routines and things like that.
Now, you're not a big guy.
No.
In terms of professional football. Do you want to get bigger, or is it speed you work on?
It's speed. It's all about speed for my position.
And you're going to play safety with this club?
I'm not sure where they want me, whether it's corner or safety. I mean, I'll play wherever.
Nobody ever says no.
When you want a job, you'll play whatever. You'll do whatever you got to do. And so wherever they want me, I'm going to fit in there. I work out more for explosive type of strength, not so much size, but more injury prevention and things like that, and to prolong my health in the game, and just flexibility and things like that when I'm working out.
Now you're still in school.
Yep.
Taking education. So you are thinking about the end of the career.
I am thinking about the end of the career. Yeah, I did have a plan in place for when that call came, so and it's still in place. I'm doing it part-time, so whenever I'm done with football, hopefully I can just transition to education.
You want to coach?
Oh, I'd love to coach, yeah. Teach and then do a little bit of coaching. Yeah.
People have always said, Brian Dobie should be a CFL coach, and I said he couldn't take the pay cut. It's tough being a CFL coach. It's not an easy job.
It's not at all. I mean, their contracts, I don't want to say are safer, but at least they're guaranteed at least for the whole season. But I mean, far from that, 1-2 years down the road, you don't know where you're going to be, and now you got a family, and sometimes you got to move your family. It's a tough life.
People
for
might
CFL
not know
coaches.
this, but your contract is not guaranteed.
No,
you have a contract, but they can cut you at any time.
Player contracts are not guaranteed. I mean, the signing bonuses and things like that will be guaranteed, but player contracts aren't guaranteed until halfway through the season. So
wow.
At any time, yeah.
Well, yeah, yours is about September 1, isn't it? About the time that as a veteran player they have to make a decision.
Because I played 6 years, it's 9 games in until you get guaranteed. Once you played 6 years.
Well, those first 9 games, you better be good.
I know those first 9 games, yeah. And then once those 9 games come, you can kind of take a little bit of a deep breath. But then you're playing for your job next year.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this: how many years did you sign for?
1 year and an option, so 2 years.
So you're looking at the age of 29. That contract ends. Is this your last contract, or do you want to play a lot more?
You know what? I want to play until someone tells me I can't play anymore. That's
as long as they keep giving you a uniform.
As long as they keep giving me a uniform, I want to keep playing. But I really, really hope that is with the Blue Bombers. That's where I want to finish my career. That would be such a perfect end.
How thrilling was it to get the call from Mike McCheyne and to let you know that you're?
It was my agent. I think the coaching staff is still out of town, so it was all through my agent and
Kyle Walters.
And Kyle Walters. So it was funny because I got released, and my close friends and family knew I was released, but I knew I was talking to the Bombers, but I didn't want to say that until it became official.
Yeah.
So I had to keep that inside, and that was probably the toughest thing to do for 2-3 days, to keep that information inside.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Playing for your hometown team.
I know, it's amazing.
Good for you. The newest Winnipeg Blue Bomber, or one of the newest Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Donovan Alexander. It'll be great to have you around all year, so then we can do this more often.
Definitely.
Good stuff. When we come back, we got lots more. This is The Huddle, community created, right here on Shaw TV. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Huddle. Scott Taylor, Donovan Alexander. We're going to play 10 questions.
Sounds good.
Here we go. You've never seen this, have you?
Never seen this.
Okay. Your favorite music, favorite type of music?
Favorite type of music right now, I'm really liking the sounds of Avicii, the Swedish DJ.
Technopop.
Technopop, yeah. Never thought I'd get into that when I was younger, but really liking that right now.
Avicii. That's the first Avicii ever.
Really?
All the 10 questions are the
Okay.
first Avicii. Your favorite TV show?
Seinfeld.
I was hoping you'd say The Huddle, but I'll take Seinfeld. We'll be second.
Okay.
A favorite movie of all time?
Ooh, favorite movie of all time. Probably The Bourne Identity.
Oh, isn't it
Anytime
great?
those come on, I just watch those.
I can't turn them off either. And they're on all the time.
Yeah, they're always on. I
They'll
just
have
watch them.
marathons of all
Yeah.
three. Yeah. Your favorite entertainer? Avicii?
I saw him live just last year in Vegas, and it was quite a spectacle. Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. Your favorite pregame meal?
I'm all over the place. I don't have rituals or anything like that. A banana and a power bar maybe, and a little bit of Gatorade.
And what do you eat after?
After, honestly, I'm not that hungry after games. I think
Really?
the nerves and everything, it takes me a while to settle down, and I'm usually not that hungry after. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a football player to
No,
me.
not at all.
Your favorite sport other than football?
Gotta be hockey.
You're into
Yeah.
it now, aren't you?
Canadian boy, yeah. Gotta be
But
hockey.
you grew up playing hockey and then didn't play, and now you're back into hockey again.
Back into hockey. I mean, and with the Jets coming back and the Olympics right now, it's a great time to be a hockey fan.
Yeah, it really is a great time to be a hockey fan.
Yeah.
Your favorite sports team?
Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down.
A lot of those. Your
Yeah.
favorite athlete of all time?
Favorite athlete of all time? I would say Jerron Bolden. Yeah.
That's a great choice.
Yeah,
He
played
was
for the Bombers
tremendous.
back in, I think, 2001.
I used to see him from time to time in
Yeah.
Florida. I used to run into him.
On that team that should have won the Grey Cup.
Should have won the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I'm in school right now to be a teacher. So love to be a teacher, middle school years, and then
Want to coach?
Hopefully do a little bit of coaching too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your final one. Do you remember the Archie comics?
Vaguely.
Betty or Veronica?
Oh, you know what? I like dark hair, so is that
That's Veronica.
Okay, let's go Veronica then.
Yeah, that always makes all of the women in our studio happy.
Yeah.
We have a studio full of Veronicas.
Okay.
Donovan, you're a great sport. Thanks.
Appreciate
Donovan Alexander, free safety, Edmonton Eskimos, Scott Taylor, The Huddle. We've had a great show, and we appreciate having Donovan on. When we come back, we got lots more. This is The Huddle. We are football in Manitoba, community created right here on Shaw TV. Scott Taylor back in The Huddle, and I'm with the coach. And I mean that in the literal sense, because this guy coaches everything and everybody. Mike McShane, who's been an assistant coach of the Grant Park Pirates, he's coached just about every level at Crescent Wood / Corden Comets.
Yeah.
And you've coached, what, about 30 flag teams over the years?
I mean, it seems like that much. I mean, I'm going to my 6th year this year. It's probably close to 20, somewhere in that general area
Wow.
in total. Maybe
Well, let's
less.
start with flag.
Okay.
Obviously, you played and understand the game. Tell us about coaching flag teams.
To be honest, I never actually
Really?
did play flag. I was back in 2009. A coach, Scott Jones, who I've coached football with for years, asked me. He was coaching a 13-year-old team. He had a bunch of other kids who didn't have a team. He asked me if I would take it on. I said, yeah, sure. I don't know a lot about the game, but I'll figure it out. So I grabbed some of those kids. I grabbed some kids I knew, put them all together, and we went 9-3 that year. Lost in the quarters. The next year, I kind of had some of the same kids, got some new kids. So I started figuring out what was going on.
Yeah.
We upset the number 1 rated team in the semifinals by 4, and then we ended up losing the finals by 6. The year after, we finally got the job done and won the championship. So
you should have a lot of rings, I would think.
I mean, if flag gave rings, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, tell us about where you started your football career and where you started coaching and how you got into all of this, because there aren't many guys who coach as much as you do.
No, and it's an interesting story, to put it bluntly. I mean, when I was growing up, I played baseball. I was a big baseball player. My dad was a hockey player. He went to a training camp for the Minnesota North Stars way back when. I never got that hockey skill, ever. So eventually, I ended up playing. A bunch of my friends played football at high school. I was there. I'm like, hey, well, let's give it a shot. I was always fast. I was never very big, but I was always quick. So I played football. Wasn't bad. And then
that was at Grant Park?
That was at Grant Park, yes. Went there from 7 to 12, so I ended up playing later. And then I have a younger brother he's 19 now, but he's 6 years younger than me. Everything I did, he did. So in 2005, it would have been going in my grade 12 year, my dad passed away earlier, so he was like even more so looking up. So when I started playing football, he wanted to go play, and I said, okay, I'll help out coach wherever I can. So I was actually helped out on offense and defense. I was Adam. He was 10 years old. his name's Regan, but the division was Adam. So I started coaching then, and then he played the year after that, and then I just kept going. In 07, I coached him, and then I started coaching another team too, because I guess my name was making the rounds, and it's just kind of kept going on and going on.
And so you keep coaching and you keep coaching. When they come to you, you never say no.
Pretty much. It's a lot of people tell me, like, you're taking on a whole little too much, but I mean, if I can do it and if I enjoy doing it, I'm going to keep doing it.
Okay,
so that's the plan.
You're a school teacher now.
Yes.
Grade 3 and 4.
Yes.
So a day for you is over at 3 o'clock?
3:30.
So you can get out to the field and.
3:30 the day ends. By the time I'm out of the school, it depends what I'm doing before. Back the year before, I was teaching grade 5, 6, and it was full time every day, kind of going all over type of deal. So getting to football after was kind of difficult. This year, I'm half-time grade 3, 4, so it's like essentially every second day, but it's still like it's up in North End, so it's a bit of a trek if I want to go back and coach Grant Park. So I'm hoping maybe next year we can make it happen some way. That's my goal at least.
Greatest moment as a coach?
Great at flag or tackle?
Doesn't matter. Coaching's coaching.
That's true. I'm going to go 2012.
Yep.
My 13-year-old team, we'd gone undefeated the year before and ended up losing in the final to a team we'd beaten twice. And it left a bad taste in all of my kids because they knew they should have won. So the 13s, we came in, went undefeated again. Back the year before, we actually played a team in the semifinals. We won in 6 overtimes. 6 overtimes, we beat that team. That would have been my second moment. But we played that team again in the finals. The 13-year-old year, we ended up winning, I think, 20 to 13. So we ended up winning by 7. We got a safety actually in the second play of the second half to put us up by 1. Then we scored later. So winning that championship was huge. I haven't won one in tackle yet. I'm hoping someday it happens. But as of right now, definitely that one.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Mike McShane, flag coach, tackle coach, the coach. When we come back, we got lots more, including Mike's going to take a knee. This is The Huddle. It's community created on Shaw TV. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Huddle. Taylor McShane, and it's time to play 10 questions. We don't have many coaches play 10 questions.
Really? Okay,
No,
well,
but I found you so interesting.
Thank you.
That I think 10 questions is perfect for you.
Let's do it.
Favorite music?
Favorite music? A lot. So I'll go rock if I had to pick
Classic rock?
one. A mix of everything, really.
Okay, I like that. Favorite TV show? Say The Huddle.
Aside from The Huddle, would have to be Walking Dead.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, a little slow so far this year, but
Is it?
a
Slow?
little bit, but hopefully it'll pick up.
Favorite movie of all time?
Remember the Titans.
This is great.
Absolutely.
It's just great. And I see the guys who are in it all the time on other movies.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen that movie like 9, 10 times. Just never gets old.
Favorite entertainer?
Favorite entertainer? Wow. I haven't seen a lot of concerts or anything like that. We saw the Tragically Hip a few years ago.
They're great, aren't they?
We'll have to go with that one. Yeah, that was
sure.
good.
Tragically Hip. Tragically Hip, rather. Favorite food?
Favorite food?
Learn a lot about what they eat.
Man, I'm a meat and potatoes guy. Straight up steak.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Absolutely.
A favorite sport other than football?
Oof, man.
Your dad was a hockey player and you were a baseball player.
Yeah. If I have to go playing baseball, if I have to go watching hockey.
Yeah, I agree. Sort of.
Oh, and volleyball. Shout out to my girlfriend who's a volleyball player and coach.
You have to do that.
I have to do that. I got
Your
it.
favorite sports team growing up when you were a kid?
Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
My team.
I've seen your phone.
My
Yeah, Chicago Bears. Favorite athlete?
Oh man.
Walter Payton, right?
Well, I mean,
If you're a Bears fan.
I mean, yeah, he was unreal, but he was before my time. They won the Super Bowl '85. I was born in '88, but so beforehand, Walter Payton. If I had to go, actually growing up and watching people play or players play.
Don't say Jay Cutler.
No, he hasn't endeared me quite to him yet. Brian Urlacher.
He was outstanding.
Yes, he was.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I'm a teacher now. If I had to go back and do it all over again, you know what? To be honest with you, I'd probably do the same thing.
Pro football coach.
Well, that'd be fantastic. I
should
mean,
be a pro
all the
football
other
coach.
things I'm doing too.
Okay, and in honor of your girlfriend, Betty or Veronica?
Which one's the blonde? Betty?
Yeah.
Betty.
Betty.
Straight up.
Got it. We got a Betty. The last 10 questions I've done
Oh yeah. Well,
made
there
the
you
right
go.
picks.
That's what I do.
Mike McShane, coach of flag, coach of tackle, coach of high school, coach everywhere.
And player in the Pit Football League.
Oh, and the Pit League,
yeah,
yes.
I didn't drop that beforehand.
The Pit League.
Yeah.
What does Pit mean?
I have no idea what it stands for. Premier Indoor touch football.
That's
Or something.
what it
It's the biggest touch football league in Canada.
In the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Mike McShane from the Pit. I'm Scott Taylor from this show. It's The Huddle. We are football in Manitoba. Community created right here on Shaw TV.
All right, guys. We've gone through a long season. Haven't lost a game yet. We've been tested a few times. This is the finals. This is the game. Okay? We know what happened last year. We know what happened last year. We know we don't want to have that happen again. All right? Go down 16-0, end up coming back and just to fall 5 yards short in the last play. This year we change that around. This year we get the job done. This year you go on the field, you do what you do. Each player does their job. You each do your job, the whole team will do their job, and we'll get this job done. Okay? Our rusher, get in there, sack the quarterback, fluster him a bit, make him throw that ball up. Defense, grab picks. Offense, march down that field. We keep this going, we win championship after championship. We go on to nationals in the U16 the next year. We go and we win nationals. We put our names on the map. You keep that rolling, we keep going. We keep coming back for more, and we keep getting the job done.
Welcome back to The Huddle. Scott Taylor and my old friend, Braedan Cheang. The last time you were on this show, you were a chubby-cheeked lineman who looked a little heavy, and now you're a skinny kid. You look great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, what did you win tonight?
I won the Cass Vidrick Lineman of the Year award for the Potter Division and League All-Star for the Potter Division.
Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah.
So tell us about your season.
Our season ended. It ended in I wouldn't say success, but it ended well. We had a couple bumps on the way there, obviously, but we ended up making it into the finals.
In the middle of the season, nobody thought you'd get to the finals.
Yeah. We lost Oak Park, and then we kind of went on a spiral from there. But we ended up in the finals. Didn't come up on top in the finals, but we made it there. No one else thought we would, so that's all that matters.
Now, how did you cut the weight?
Football practice.
Really?
It was hot, and I don't know, it just kind of happened. So.
You look great. Now, but you look more like a linebacker than a lineman.
I don't think so.
What are your plans? What are you going to do? Try to get the weight back on.
Yeah. Right now I'm trying to get up to university level weight and keep my strength up. Lots of training, and go to as many camps as I can and pick and choose from there.
You've had a pretty good season, though, not just with high school to be the lineman of the year, but you also were on Team Manitoba.
Yeah.
And that was a nice trip. It's nice to go to Moncton.
Yeah.
And you guys finished 5th, which is as good as...
Yeah, it's the best we finished in a while, and best I finished when I was there, because the year before we finished second last, so it's definitely a fun time.
So how's school?
School's great.
Good.
School's great.
You doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
So what do you want to do? You want to be a football player? You want to be a doctor, an architect, a lawyer? What's the plan?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned a lawyer. I want to go into university, try to get an arts degree, and then from there apply for law school if I can.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Congratulations. And well done again. You always do well.
Thank you.
Braedan Cheang of the Murdoch MacKay Klansmen, the lineman of the year in the Potter Division, All-Star as well. A tremendous season for Braedan, a tremendous season for the Murdoch MacKay Klansmen. Way to go. Welcome back to the Huddle. We're done. Another week is in the can, as they say. I've never been able to ask, have we done 10 questions?
I've asked you 10 questions during our winter spectacular.
Yes, but I never asked you.
No one's ever asked me 10 questions. No.
We don't have time in this segment to ask you 10 questions, but I will ask you one. Favorite male Archie comics character?
Easy, hands down. It's got to be Jughead. I love me some foodies.
So Jughead is our winner, and that makes me feel a whole lot better. It's been a great show. Thanks to Donovan Alexander, thanks to Braedan Cheang, and of course thanks to Mike McShane, who did that great job with Take a Knee. We got lots more next week, and we're coming back. This is The Huddle. It's community created on Shaw TV. See you next week.